Hello boys and girls, it's great to be with you. I know this is a total different way to meet with one another, but we've discussed this with Pastor Brian, and we decided on doing a bit of videos with you in the next coming weeks till we are privileged to meet again as a church. We do miss you a lot, and just know that you are very dear to our hearts, and we are praying for you. And we hope that you are behaving well there at home, and that you are feeling healthy, that you are working hard with your schoolwork and help your mom and dad with chores and everything. And we are so thankful for our church and for everything that we are blessed with. And talking about blessed, what we will do now is we will go back to what we've been teaching you the last couple of weeks before the lockdown started. If you remember well, we've been doing the Beatitudes, and we find that in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, verses 1 to 12. And I want to ask you to please go and read that as often as you can, even if you do only 2 verses a day. Ask your parents to help you to look it up and to help you to read through it. So it's Matthew 5, verses 1 to 12. Now, as you can remember well, what we did is we said to you that we are using a different word that's much easier to pronounce and to understand. And it's also a word that starts with the letter B, and it is the word blessed. I already used that word, and when you go to Matthew 5 and you do your reading, you will also see that the word blessed is repeated a couple of times. Now, I want you to go and put on your smart pants and try to remember now what we taught you about blessing, the word blessing. Can you remember what we said, what a blessing is? A blessing is when somebody gives you a surprise or something that you don't deserve. So now I'm going to use this cards with words on just to refresh your memory. Here's our first card. Can you remember? We spoke about this 2 letters, B. So this is what we said we must have, a B attitude. So this is how to be like Jesus, and not to have a me attitude. Can you remember? We said a me attitude. It's all going about myself and my selfish feelings and what I want for myself. So let me just remind you of all the blessings that you do have right now. You do have your parents, your home, your food, your clothing, your family. Some people even have pets in their homes. So our parents love us, and they want to give us all the good things they can because they want the best for us. And sometimes, sadly, parents don't give to children things that they want because your parents care for you, they love you, and they want to protect you. So if you want to go and play with this sharp knife, or if you want to stay up at night at very late, till 12 o'clock, your parents are probably going to tell you, no, you can't do that, because they want the best for you. So our Father in heaven wants the best for us. He wants to protect us, and it's very important for us to remember that God wants to give us blessings. Now, if we talk about the blessings that God gives us, it's not things like money and clothes and food, because there's a lot of people that don't have money and food and clothes. Even during this lockdown period that we are going through at the moment in our country, we know that there are people that's not fortunate, that don't have food and clothing, or some people even lost their jobs. Some people got sick and they got the virus, and there's even people who died from it. So we need to remember that the blessings that God has in mind for us is something totally different, and the world doesn't understand it. So I'm going to illustrate it to you in a way. I'm going to use this drawings that I made. This actually took me the whole week to do. So I want you to see that this is a beautiful garden that I've been drawing here and coloring it in. Streams of water, there's trees, and there's a few bumblebees. I hope you can see it. Must I just hold it up like this? What? Are you sure you can't see anything? Let me just, perhaps I used the wrong side. No, I didn't. So yeah, it's not Auntie Antoinette that's confused. I've been using this white sheet of paper just to illustrate to you that the blessings we speak about that we get from God is totally different. It's things that we can't see, but it's a happiness that we have inside of ourselves. So the greatest blessing that God can give us is faith. To be able to have faith in Jesus Christ is a huge and the most important blessing. God also gives us blessings like peace and love and strength and mercy. So we must just remember that these are blessings that God wants to give to us because He's a good God and He knows best. He wants to protect us. He wants us to obey Him in order for Him to give us these special blessings. So in the next couple of weeks, we are going to go through all the Beatitudes. There's 8 of them. And Auntie Di and I, we will make turns to give you just a review or a recap of what we did in the classroom. And we trust that you will remember then what we've been teaching you. So I'm going to greet you now, and I hope that you will have a lovely, lovely week ahead, and we will talk to you soon.